wonderful people. Welcome once more to Top V Media, Frankly Speaking podcast. Into this podcast, I got a special woman in the house. Today, we're not going to have much people. It is called One-on-One Podcast with Kylie Pamela. If you have not known who is Pamela, Pamela is an African woman. But sometimes I question if she's African because she doesn't actually look like Africa. I don't know if she's American or Australia. Maybe she need to tell us today in this podcast if she's from Africa or if she's from Australia or America. Okay, my people, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe to Top V Media Podcast because I told you we're going to be bringing to you back to back different episodes from different people because every day of our life we ought to learn and we want to learn a lot of things are happening in the world without you being updated, without you following us, subscribing and sharing to people. We cannot be able to do more. So the more you subscribe, the more you share to people, the more we can produce more. Please, if you have not followed my YouTube channel, I'm begging you, please follow, subscribe. And also we are out here for adverts. If you want to sponsor or for us to advertise your product on this podcast, please do contact us through our email at Top V Media, Frankly Speaking Podcast. Or you can also reach me in my email at Top V Media News and Podcasts on Gmail. Please, we are here waiting for you. Contact us. We're going to give it to you the way you want it. We're going to give you the full-time advert. If you want us to advertise your product, we can keep it here on the table. Advertise your product for you. So please do subscribe, do follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We are in all the channels. Thank you very much. While we are going to listen to our sister today, who is in the studio with us, please make sure you follow her. She's on IG, she's on TikTok. She's going to tell you her IG, so you follow because you're going to learn a lot from her also. All right.
Wow, thank you for that introduction. Oh my goodness.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Like I'm quite surprised each time I often go to your page. I keep looking at your pictures and I keep asking myself, are you sure that this woman is from Africa? Like, she keeps saying it's African. Like,
I get that a lot, I know. Oh my God. Yes, I'm from Zimbabwe. As far as I can trace my generations, I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm from Africa. I have literally done the generational thing.
Yeah.
And I have, I'm as far as I can tell,
so you're,
South Africa, Zimbabwe.
You're also having the same doubt I'm having about yourself, right?
I checked. I know I'm African.
So you're sure?
I'm sure.
So all the Zimbabweans, are they all looking? Are they
It was mixed. Look, it was very mixed especially when I was to school, we were like 50-50. But now I think, I don't know if you know, a lot of people do like about what's happening in Zimbabwe, right? But in 2008, 2004 to 2008, it got really bad there. So a lot of people left.
Oh.
Yeah, most of my school generation, everyone disappeared out of Zimbabwe. I have, I think, maybe 2 friends still living in Zimbabwe right now. Yeah.
So they all travel to different countries of the world.
Everybody is just migrating to different places of the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far you have been in Malaysia for how long?
10 years.
10 years.
10
Wow.
years
Wow.
already. I can't believe it.
I was watching one of your content from on your IG where you were speaking Malaysian Indian slang. I said today,
I know.
I said today, you must give me that on the studio.
Ayo, cannot like that.
No, you're instant. So I said, I'm waiting for you. You're going to give us that.
It's like very mixed, I tell you. It's like you're Zimbabwean, but you speak like Chinese, Malaysian, like.
So it's like you can speak Chinese and Malay.
So, okay, I had a student he's literally been with me for 10 years.
Okay.
And I had no choice but to have like a Chinese Malaysian slang accent. Like the whole, the 3 hours he's talking to me. So he's learning art and I'm learning the accent. It's
Okay,
like-
the little child
literally.
you play with on your IG.
He's on some of my ones on IG, but then mostly on TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful people. If you don't know, Kylie Pamela she's a teacher. She's an actor. She also teach actors, and she's also a teacher for special kids here in Malaysia. So so far you have been acting. You have been. I also saw that you do drawing a lot, and like your artwork is man is pop.
Thank you.
Like I love it. Even maybe it's, maybe
Yeah.
maybe you did yourself also.
I did.
Oh, I'm right. Yeah. Man, you are very talented. I can tell you.
Thank
You are very
you.
talented. So so far, how are you comparing being an actor, teaching actors, being a teacher for to the special kids, so and also doing your drawing. So how I combine all this together?
Oh my goodness. So I think the easiest way to break down the profile is that I was an artist first. My mom's an artist, and so that's
Oh,
how
your
that
mom
came
is an
along.
artist.
Yeah, she's an
Okay.
international selling artist. So
Wow.
I started art. That was my first thing. And yeah, I mean, I've always been interested in special needs education because my brother has dyslexia and my brother has
Oh,
ADHD. So it
okay.
was something that I always noticed that him growing up and the way the teachers treated him was very differently than the way they treated me. You know, I was always the perfectionist, always the one striving to get A's. And he was the one, I don't even want to be in class, you know, like completely the opposite. And I think now, like coming to the end of all my studying and working with children, is just that, you know, some children just don't need to be in the classroom, quite honestly. Like some children need something else. They need to just figure out what they love and then make that into a business or make that into a job or have some kind of income from that. They don't actually need to fit through the school system. And I feel like that's why I'm more towards art, because art is, you can be creative. And I don't think you can sit and do art without going into your mental capacity, right? You have to, if you're drawing or if you're coloring, you have to go into that quietness into your mind,
Okay.
you know? And so that's why some people can't do art, I think, because they can't deal with the things going on in
Okay.
their
So,
head.
if you must be a good teacher, you must need quiet time for yourself
Yeah,
to
there's like
think.
psychology mixed in with it, right?
Oh.
Because if you can't sit and do art, it's because there's something going on in your head that you either need to deal with or you need to calm or, you know, so there's things to it before you can't just sit down and straight away paint.
From what you're saying right now means you it's gonna be difficult for someone who want to be in this project to be married. So the way you talk about this needing 100% concentration to focus to become an art person means having family is gonna be 100% distraction for someone like you that love drawing.
I suppose so, but I think I know a lot of people who do art even though they have a family. So I guess it just depends how you blend it into your family structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the kind of partner you have, if it's an understanding partner that will not distract your.
See, I guess the thing is like with art, there are a lot of hours involved in it because I can get lost in my painting to the point where I only stop when I start to feel hungry.
Okay. Okay.
I'm like, hang on, I haven't eaten
When you're
for 9
hungry,
hours.
when you're
I
hungry
should
and
stop.
you want to break to eat, so when you come back, you will not be distracted. You still get the complete
You mean I can go back to the
the
painting?
painting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can paint for the whole day. From the morning until the night, I will
Serious.
just get
Like
lost there. And I actually, to the point where I get annoyed when I have to go to an actual job. Because like, I would rather paint and like just be stuck and just absorbed in it, you know, than, yeah, when I get disturbed, yeah, I have to stop and have to do other things.
okay.
Yeah.
So from on the teaching side, what are the special things you have you have witnessed or you have learned about teaching special kids?
I would say I can talk about the one that I enjoy the most,
Okay.
which is teaching children with dyslexia and with ADHD. And I think that is because I mentioned to you before, my brother has this, so it has a deep rooted connection for me. But I also find that a lot of teachers don't understand children who have this. So dyslexia is a form of a neurotypical, like, the thing in their brain where they cannot understand spelling or reading properly. They have a difficulty with this. And then ADHD is known for the hyperactivity, right? It's just not being able to sit still. So having the combination of the both, where nothing on the paper is making sense, things are written invertedly, and nothing is making sense on the board, and they have a lot of energy, and they just don't want to sit still. So it's about teaching in a different way that makes them feel captivated by the lesson. Because otherwise, it's just, I see the paper and I see what's written on the board, but I'm not interested at all. I would rather be playing outside in the garden.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, there's a difference.
Okay. So, in the acting, when you come to being an actress, you do also act in the movies and other things, right?
I have been in some Indian film, which I cannot remember the
Oh,
name.
India film.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
fun. I
okay.
was like an extra. I was
That
like
that was the
walking
reason why
down.
you are learning the Indian accent, right?
The Indian accent. I thought it's Chinese Malaysian. I don't know. I get a mixture of people telling me I have Indian, I have a Chinese Malaysian, I have Malaysian. I have some people saying Singaporean and Hong Kong, which that to me is quite interesting. I don't know where that comes from. But like, it's just a mixture now, Rojak to everything. Yeah.
So, in your stay in Malaysia these 10 years, how has it been the relationship with the both your teaching side and the acting side?
The
How has
te-
it been the
the
relationship
teaching
between
side,
the locals?
I don't know. I've been in a few different schools,
Okay.
and now I'm studying, so I'm finishing that. And then with acting, I don't know. Mostly is the film that I was on, and then I was in part of a university where I was teaching public speaking, so that was quite fun. And then it's just mostly my TikTok. Hey, yeah.
So, how often have you been to Africa, or you just the 10 years you just been in Malaysia, you never go back to Africa?
Oh my gosh. So I've
Your
only
your
been
your your,
twice.
your parents
I wish I
did
could go more. Twice
twice out of the 10 years.
out of 10 years.
So
Yeah.
your parents they come visiting here.
My dad's been here, but my dad only came when I think it was quite early on, 2014 or 2015. So I wasn't really familiar with things in Malaysia yet. So we kind of just stayed around KL. We went to Langkawi for a while. But yeah, I wish if it was now, oh my God, then I could show him everywhere. I know the place, you know? I'm like a local.
Okay. Now you're front to look at.
Yes. Now I can go even the back streets and stuff.
So have you been except going to Africa? Have you visited any Asia country within?
I've been to Cambodia. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Indonesia. I went to Bali, but I like Nusa Penida better than Bali. Yeah, that's very nice there. Cambodia is beautiful, actually. Have you ever been to Cambodia?
Oh, no, I'm not. But I had Cambodia because I think last week I was talking with one of the Indians that went on bike ride. They tour 5 countries in Asia. They
Oh,
tour,
wow.
Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, China, and I think Laos or something. They thought so. When I was speaking with him, so he said Cambodia. I talk about their currency being very very poor, something like, like
I don't
when
know.
they change- when they
It
change
can't be worse than Zimbabwe.
yeah, when they change $100, like they add a bunch of money. Like,
Yeah.
so that was a little I know about Cambodia.
It's
So
very peaceful there. That's what I found. It's
Very
very
peaceful, right?
peaceful. Yeah. And maybe that's because I live in the city of Kuala Lumpur, right? So when I went out to Cambodia, I was like, it's peaceful.
but you staying in KL.
Yes.
KL is a capital city and is a very busy place.
It's true.
So just like when you travel from KL to Langkawi, you feel like you have another life in you.
So true, so
Yeah.
true. I recently came back from Ipoh and it was the same. When we were driving through the forest out, I was like, "Where am I? Am I still in Malaysia?"
Yeah,
Like,
so because me, each time I move from this KL, I move to maybe Langkawi, Podixin, or Penang. When you're sleeping, you find out that there's
it's
another, like
quiet.
it's quite different from.
Yeah,
You ask yourself, are you sure you're still in Malaysia? Because
yeah,
we are living in a busy environment.
yeah.
So when you go to another country where maybe you move to a maybe a village in Cambodia,
Right, like a slower
yeah.
pace,
So you have
quieter.
a very peaceful.
Yes.
So, but for KL, for people living in KL, man, I give them applause because it's not easy to stay in KL.
Yeah.
247 is not easy.
I think next
Everybody is busy.
year I need to move a little bit out of the city. Yeah.
It's not easy to live there. And I think the business part of KL is that place is functioning 247.
Even the construction, man. I have construction
Yeah.
next to my house, which
Yeah.
was not there when I moved in. It
When-
was green. It was
yeah.
so beautiful.
But one thing I love about Malaysia is that every day they are developing.
Yes,
Every
non-stop.
day, non-stop.
In Zimbabwe, they will tell you there's no electricity. We are
You-
not doing
you-
anything.
Yeah, you just like
Cannot.
unlike in Africa where the government will come in when the government come in they want to tell you, okay, we want to commission a new road, new project, but not like that in Malaysia.
It will take
They-
2 years before anything
Well,
happens.
2 years
Yes.
or 3 years.
Yeah, here's tomorrow.
yeah, if anything
Tomorrow.
today is happening today, they are not waiting for next year or for
No,
new,
they're very serious.
or new government to come in.
Yeah.
They are serious. That's one thing I love about Malaysia. So, have you, in your stay in Malaysia these 10 years, what is the significant difference you have seen within Malaysia, or do I say Asia, because you have been to some part of Asia, and Africa?
I think here, I think it's just the opportunity is the most that I find. It's just the opportunity for people of all levels of life, like lower income, you're still able to buy food to support your family, and it just goes up from there.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there
yeah,
is
yeah.
there is an ability to climb higher. Even people who are just in the basic salary, they're able to get that little bit higher and a little bit higher. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
found that in Zimbabwe, it's like if you're there, you're stuck there.
stuck there.
And then most of the time, that income, it's not even enough to
buy food.
for food. The basic thing
you're
of
right,
food,
you're right, you're right.
Here, if you can go to the mamak, you can buy something for 5 ringgit.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like that in Zimbabwe.
Not only Zimbabwe, even also in Nigeria.
Yeah,
Same thing.
exactly. We don't have all these restaurants and the availability of food and availability of
Making it
things
affordable for
for
everyone.
everyone. Yeah.
You can get a food of 5 ringgit here.
Yes.
And the 5 ringgit is a very low currency here. They make food because food is very important to human.
Yeah.
So they make their food very affordable.
Exactly.
If you are hungry, you have 10 ringgit, you can eat morning and afternoon with it.
Yes, and have a
That's it.
drink as well.
And have a drink with
Yes.
it. So, but Africa is not like that.
There's not. So that's the thing. I find that the most beautiful thing about this country, the availability and the opportunity for everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, would you prefer to be in Malaysia, or if you had to choose, would you prefer to be in Malaysia?
Malaysia, yeah. My mom's often asked me, "Would you come back?" And I was like, "No, no."
You don't wanna go?
I love the bush. Okay, I love the peace and I love the quiet, and I'll always have that connection to home, right?
And again, one thing about
The
about them,
quietness
the
and-
quietness and the security. I love their security. Like they got security here.
Yeah.
When the first time I come to Malaysia, it's quite difficult, except during the festive seasons. It's quite difficult for you to be hearing unnecessary sound, like gun, like in Africa, shooting is like
Yes. It's true.
So, but here it's quite peaceful.
We don't hear
very
guns.
peaceful.
Oh my God.
Their
It's
security
true,
network
yeah.
It's wonderful. So no, I don't blame you.
I've had few people that say to me, when you're walking around, just be careful because like you're by yourself and stuff. And I'm like, I'm from Zimbabwe, where like if I had to go for a run, my dad literally follows me behind on the bicycle, like
Okay.
because it's not safe for me to go running by myself. It's like when I'm here, I feel so safe. Like I can walk around fine. I don't have that feeling of insecurity.
What do you think these people are doing? What do you think the government of this Malaysia are doing that African leaders are not doing?
I think it comes back to the food, honestly, because if you're able to feed a nation, they are satisfied in just the basic needs, right? But in Zimbabwe, we do not have that. So people are turning to crime in order just to simply feed
because
their
of hunger.
family. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's true, and a lot of them have actually like you talk to people who are connected, and they explain it to you like this, right? They explain that the people who steal, who come into the house, some of them are teenagers, and they just say like, sorry, but we need the money, we need the thing, or they have a gun to your head when you're driving down the road, and what is it? They just want money for food. They just want money to have food to go home and feed their family.
So you think if African leaders, if they can make available food for families, crime will reduce in Africa?
I think it would make a difference, to be honest. Yeah.
I think this
'Cause that's your basic need, right, as a human being.
this is a secret that Malaysia got that other Africans don't, because it just made sense because
Yeah.
if you look down here, it's quite difficult for you to be hungry in this country, no matter even though your work is quite low, you're earning a low salary, you can feed very well.
Yeah. Even at midnight, for goodness sake.
Yeah, you can eat anytime.
I mean, there's no such thing like
Yeah,
this.
and then-
Everything closes at 5.
And then again, Africans doesn't operate till morning. Once it's 5, 6, some restaurant is already closing.
Yes. In where I come from, there is no restaurant open after 5 p.m. Like maybe
Then
2 or 3 in the weekday, but then you will know like how far, and then they will close at 8 p.m.
don't you think that is because of lack of? For me, I'm on that area. I'm talking about. You will come to Nigeria. I think that one is caused because of there's no steady electricity.
Yes.
Because
There's no Zesta.
because once there's darkness, no one stays outside.
Yeah. And you have the generator running full
Running,
blast, which
yeah.
is like a loud noise, right?
Noise.
Yeah, it's true.
So what do you think? On the part of the African leaders, oftentimes they travel to different countries of the world. These men travel a lot, and they don't see anything when they travel abroad. They just go there to have fun.
Yeah.
Go back, leave their country like that. People are suffering. They don't want to, maybe the things they saw in other nations, they don't want to bring it back to Africa. Instead, they will take what we have in Africa and go and invest.
That's
abroad.
very true. Yeah.
So, if you are given opportunity to become a leader in your nation, to become maybe the first female,
Wow, that's a big question.
So-
The first thing would be the solar, hey? I think
Solar.
solar would make a difference to a lot of things.
but Malaysia, is this solar they are using to generate their own electricity?
Well, there's actually a thing that you can generate electricity without even, there's new ways of doing it even.
Okay.
Do you know about these?
No. What's that?
There's a way to generate electricity like in a different way. Yeah. There's a thing like this.
Okay. So let's go back to Malaysia. In your teaching experience, oftentimes I know that they have a special preference for their locals. So being a foreigner here and being a teacher, has that been that inclusive as in your work and every other thing you do with the locals? When it comes to your teaching experience and
Because I've mostly taught on my own, so I've had a mixture of local students and foreign students, and I think very mixed actually. I have a local Malaysians, like Chinese Malaysian, were they considered local too?
yeah.
and then Indian. And then also what I find interesting is the Japanese and Korean that I've had.
Japanese are Korean.
Japanese and
You
Korean.
got them the kids in your school?
No, they come to me.
Oh, here
Yeah,
also.
yeah, they come to me. So I have a mixture, very, very wide variety of them.
So
Everyone.
you also speak Korean?
I learned a little bit, but not Annyeonghaseyo, I think, is the only thing I can
Okay.
say.
Because I know that women oftentimes they go to learn Korea in the Korean movies.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I kind of I learned some of the songs for a while, but no, it wasn't for me.
Okay, so your drawing making drawing, you have made it as part of your business you do in Malaysia. Where have you done any official drawing for the country or
Oh, I've painted on a school wall.
on the
Yeah.
school wall?
So I like doing that. And then I've painted another mural for one of my students, like privately as well, like art murals. Yeah, but the school one was really interesting. It was for a school in Brickfields. It was
Brickfield.
actually just a TikTok video, which that day I was just feeling a bit like down and feeling like I want to do something interesting. And I felt like, okay, let me just post a video and I will do a painting for somebody. And I got such a crazy response after that. So I will continue doing this. Like once I finish my studies, like next year, February, March. I will continue to paint on school walls then. But that's one of the highlights, I
So
think.
are you
is
planning to settle down soon?
settle down.
Yeah. You are
I'm,
planning
I'm settled down already now.
to get married.
To get married is a totally different question. So I can only be settled if I'm married.
Yeah.
I'm settled right now.
Are you ready to have a partner because of
No.
your work?
No,
Because I know that your work is demanded.
exactly. Yeah. No, I much prefer right now to just continue with my career because
career.
there's a lot of the things that I want to do.
So do you think because one of my podcasts I've discussed this issue, like I often tell people that building a career as a single is the best thing anyone can do for him his or herself, because when you build a career as a married person, it's quite challenging.
Yeah.
So, but some people think that maybe building a career as married people doesn't matter. But to me, I think it matters a lot to build career as a single person.
Yeah.
So I think that's what
I think
we're
there's
doing.
good and bad in both, hey, because if you're in a married relationship, then you have to have a support from the person that you're with, and if that person doesn't support you, then
So
it's not going to go very far, you
So
know?
is
So
it-
you need to have that support. But then sometimes when I'm alone and then I just feel like, damn it, I wish I just had someone right now to just say, hey, you're having a bad day, it's going to be okay. So there's like a plus and minus to both, you know? Yeah.
okay, is there any special thing that any other thing you do in Malaysia? Maybe you need to let us know about.
That's different right now. I think we spoke about it a little bit, but before we started recording was the art therapy that I do with both hands.
Yeah, what is
This
it?
is very different, and this is something that I think I'm breaking into the system because it's it made me question everything. You know, once I broke my shoulder and then I became left-handed,
Okay.
just because I am one of those people that if I haven't done it and I want to do it, then I will do it like with all my mind, you know? So I was like, how long really is it going to take me to learn to write with my left hand? You know, because we don't normally use our left hand. In
Yeah.
school, we're told, choose, you know? A lot of the time they will say right hand.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're considered open teacher, okay, you can choose your left hand. But why not both hands actually? We play instruments with both hands, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But then in school, we're limited, like, you must focus your energy only on one. I understand that to a certain degree, but after teaching for 20 years, I'm kind of like, shouldn't we use both? Because it actually uses both sides of your brain together. And actually, the more I've researched about it, the more I'm finding that if you're limited to one, you're also limited to one side of the brain,
Are you serious?
which means the other side is maybe not getting as much, how I don't know, stimulation, right? So this can actually cause some of the characteristics of dyslexia that we're seeing, because children with dyslexia write in a mirrored image, they write on the other side, and because we've now taken away that other side, it's like I'm forced to write in a different way that perhaps is not natural to me. And I'm finding that with some of my children who are dyslexic, when I write, because I write with my left hand in the mirrored image, so it's in the reverse. I write backwards, essentially. And I've seen that some children with dyslexia, they get so excited when I write in the reverse, because they're like, oh my God, I can read that. I can understand that. They get so excited. They're like, how did you do that? And they'll take the book and then they'll go stand in front of the mirror. And then when they see the mirror, they're like, oh, like, it's amazing, you know? Like, shouldn't they be allowed to experiment with this and explore their unique talents and things as a young child? Like, can you imagine what they could possibly create if they were able to explore that at a young age, rather than doing the things that they don't like? That's what, to me, makes sense, you know? I think when I have my own children, they're not going to go to school.
So using your left, your both hand, you can write the same thing, the same way you.
Yeah, my handwriting is the same on both sides now.
Both side.
Yeah. It's the same, except this side is going this way and this side is going this way. So I write in the mirrored image reflected.
So you write with your left hand, it goes this way.
Yes, like Arabic. And I write Arabic with my left hand going this way too. It just made sense for me. When I was learning to write, I started to write like this way, you know? Yeah. And then it took 2 or 3 days. And I thought, this is kind of crazy, you know? And I just flipped what I was writing and I started writing this way. And I remember, this is why I believe in this thing, because I feel like it started to unlock parts of my brain from my childhood memories. I cannot tell you that when I'm writing, I have clear, vivid images in my head from 5-year-old, 6-year-old. And I'm like, how is this possible? It could be that we're unlocking parts of ourselves, or maybe it was that I was left-handed before.
It means
I
that,
don't know.
It's good to teach children to write with both hands in the school.
I mean, in 10 minutes, writing with both hands, you've actually done like more neuro exercises than you would have done in an entire day, because it takes so much concentration and so much connection between the two hemispheres of the brain to write. I'm not saying that you must write simultaneously at the same time. You can write with this hand and you can write with this hand. But the art therapy that I've designed is that you write with both hands. And it's not handwriting. It doesn't matter how it looks like, because the end result is not the thing, right? But that's not what we're focusing on. It's more just writing together, using both hands together, because it's creating new pathways in your brain.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's very interesting, actually.
You see, I told you we always bring people that will teach us something, because we need to learn. Because I'm just like, from tonight, I'm gonna learn how to write.
You should. It's
Yeah.
very good. It's like an exercise for your brain.
Yeah. I think I would try that.
Yeah.
I will start writing with the both
The
hands.
more I researched it, the more interesting it became. And when I started researching mirrored image, because I thought I was crazy, you know, I was like, okay, I know I'm an artist and I know I do strange things, but writing backwards is really next level.
IG, I've seen you drawing with both hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, you draw this one. You do.
Yeah. But then writing backwards, I really thought like, am I going crazy? And when I started researching it, I've always identified this as, this is dyslexia. This is something that is in children that they do wrong, right? This is how it's labeled. That's how we perceive it. But the more I researched it, when I started to research that this can be considered mirrored image, it can be considered writing in the reflection. That's why you see reflections on all my IG and everything. Is when I started researching that, then I found out that Leonardo da Vinci used to do the same thing. He used to write in the mirrored image, and it was because he didn't want people to read his notebooks. And I was like, that is so freaking cool. Like, yeah.
And it takes another method to read what someone wrote with left hand.
Yes.
Because you're writing this way.
Yes.
Because we are all taught to write this way.
Exactly. And when I write this way, then I want to explain to people when they say to their children, you're not putting capital letters and you're not putting full stops and your spelling is like this. So when I write in the mirrored image and then I give it to somebody and say, okay, correct all the spelling and the grammar and the saying, you can't even read it, first of all.
Oh.
That is how a child feels with dyslexia.
Oh.
When I write it in the mirrored image and then I write few spelling mistakes, you won't even notice if there is a T missing, the cross of the T, because you can't read it, first of all. Is that not how dyslexic children feel by us forcing them to read
To read like
that way?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, who said which one is correct, actually?
That's true.
Yeah. It made me think, it made me start questioning a lot of stuff. And I'm a teacher and I've been teaching for a long time. And there were certain beliefs
So
that
how
I
long
had
have- how long have
to
you
kind
been
of
teaching?
went back and thought, hey, we could do this differently, Yeah.
So you have teach children for how many years now? 20 years?
Yeah, it's like 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah, 18 years since about 2004, 2005, somewhere there. Because I kind of always studied and did my teaching at the same time. Yeah, I was always teaching art and studying art and then teaching children and then studying, because I've done Montessori as well through London. So I did that at the same time and then the special needs at the end.
So, I said, other than this special children, can you teach? Would you be happy to teach the normal children?
Everyone else. I
can-
do,
can.
yeah.
Yeah,
I teach adults as well.
You teach adults?
Yeah, I teach adults. I had IELTS. Do you know IELTS? The English course that you have to pass to get into Australia or to get into America or anything like that.
Oh,
IELTS.
okay,
Yeah. So I taught adults with this course as well, and group art for adults. I've done all this kind
So
of thing.
this your because I so much love your artwork. Do you have class where you teach people how to
Yeah.
do drawing here?
Fine arts, definitely.
Fine art here.
Yeah. It's at my studio.
Your studio. Oh, okay. So because I saw so many of your work, I can tell you they are perfect. They are good. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep it up. I'm happy to see that.
I think I've been doing it the longest, I guess. Yes.
So how long have you been doing that one in Malaysia?
In Malaysia,
Since you came, you started doing the drawing of it.
straight away, yeah.
Straight
It's like part of who I am, I think. Teaching is the second thing. Playing guitar is the third thing. Like, I have
So
variety.
wow, that's good. So this is a special talent you got from your mom.
My mom, yeah.
mom.
My mom is the artist, my dad is the guitarist. So I got both.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
determined to
because-
get
I
both.
also saw you.
Yeah, I was
play.
determined to get both. The guitar took a lot longer. When I came to Malaysia, my dad gave me his very first guitar and I played it, but I played it every now and then, like every 3 months or so, pick it up for an hour, 2 hours. My fingers would be so painful that I would put it down for another 4 months. And
Oh.
so that's kind of how I learned. It was very little bit by little bit.
So you play the guitar and you also sing.
Sing, yes. A little bit though.
You're more talented. Because I took my time. I was watching your IG. I saw that you play guitar. You also do drawing and other thing. That's good.
It's kind of hard because people say like you need to pick a niche. You need to find your thing. I'm like,
Yeah,
but
if
I
you-
have
if you're
12
perfect-
of
if you're
them.
perfect in all of them.
I have like 12. So
Because
just deal with it. I have a multi.
God give people different talents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some people can have 2, 3, 4 talents. So you should be lucky to.
I'm a kind of person who likes studying. So once I find something that I like, I must study it until, I don't know, maybe until I feel satisfied, and then I'll pick the next thing and the next thing. But I like.
All right. Okay. To the people who want to come to Malaysia, what's your perfect advice you're gonna give to them?
To coming to Malaysia,
Yeah,
you're gonna love
Malaysia.
it. It's a multi-national country
yeah.
with so many different things to see and to taste and do. Oh my gosh, so many different things.
Yeah, Malaysia is a very beautiful
Yeah.
country, and they are good. And what I love most about them is that their food, like you said, they made everything affordable for everyone.
And there's always holidays. Have you noticed this in Malaysia?
Yeah,
Like
they
in
love holidays a
Africa,
lot.
we like maybe have a Christmas tree at the end of the year. But here you'll be having this hot Deepavali, then we
Deepavali,
have
Chinese-
Christmas, and then we have this one. Then as soon as Christmas is finished, Chinese New Year
Yeah.
suddenly comes up.
After this month, Christmas.
Then the next one, then the
January
next
is,
one. There's never a
Chinese.
blank wall, in the shopping
no,
thing.
no,
That
no,
like
no.
the walls are there
And-
for the
and
holiday
and
decorations.
And again, you understand when they come to the festive season for both Christian, the Chinese,
It's all. It's just all.
They just do their thing like in Africa. You notice during festive season like December celebration, prices of things goes high,
Yes.
but in Malaysia prices comes down
Yes.
because like this.
It's like we're having the sale for this and for that. It's
Yeah,
like there's
sales for
always
this,
something happening and there's
flash
sale
sale
for this. And, yeah.
many discounts.
Right?
Because being an artist here, many people communicate to me from Africa, like because we're going to a festive season, prices of things are very high. But when you come to Malaysia,
It's the opposite. Yeah. They encourage you to go shopping and go crazy.
yeah, go shopping, 80% discounts, and
Yeah.
they don't give their citizens the stress of facing the festive season.
Right?
When you want to
Yes,
go into
it's the different.
yeah,
It's
that is-
different for us, right? At the Christmas time, you feel stressed.
You are 100% stressed when you come
Yes.
to Africa.
Yes, you're thinking, oh my gosh, how are you gonna buy presents? Because how you're gonna
Everything goes
like gift to your family. The
Yes.
food things go up, so it's like it's the
But yeah,
opposite of the feeling,
100%
right?
opposite. So I encourage people if you are in any part of the world, Malaysia is a very good place to be. You can hear it from her. Also, she has been here for 10,
10 years.
10 years.
Oh my God, there must be something, right?
Of
10
course.
years later.
So she has been here for 10 years. There is a lot of good things about Malaysia. Malaysia is a very beautiful country, and they are very, very considerate, 100%. Because the things we have seen so far in this country, I can tell you, if other African countries are doing like Malaysia, if they can just emulate Malaysia,
Just even a little bit, actually.
little bit.
Even a little bit.
just like what you just said,
Yeah.
if they can even control the food,
Just the
make
food.
the food,
The poverty level and all
yeah.
that. Yeah,
because people cannot be hungry and you expect them to be peaceful.
exactly.
They cannot.
Exactly.
They need to eat.
Basic need, right?
So, what's the final take on the when it comes to children, on children that have special need? What is your advice to the parents? What do you think they need to?
I think the biggest thing, if anything,
and also to other teachers.
to other teachers. So I get a lot of people who come to me with negative reports, and that's one of the things I deal with a lot. And I feel like if it were to parents who are having this, there is definitely hope. And not only the parent, like the report is not the end all and final all description of your child. There's more to your child than only that report. And to the teachers then perhaps would be to be more considerate of the things that they're writing in reports, because parents really do take that to heart, And I think that we should focus more on the child's strengths, and us as teachers, we need to discover what that child is good at, not simply list out the things they cannot do.
I love this.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. All right, wonderful people. We come to the end of today's podcast. Can you tell the viewers your handle so that they will know where to follow you? and
It's
also,
Kylie Pamela.
on IG,
Kylie Pamela.
on IG and Instagram,
Yes, TikTok,
TikTok.
Kylie Pamela.
Facebook.
Facebook. I don't use Facebook anymore.
Okay.
TikTok is the main one. Kylie Pamela on there. I'm the Chinese Omoy, apparently.
So okay, now okay, before we go, I told you you're gonna give us that.
Ayo, why
Yes.
are like these?
I want to hear-
Every time someone is asking me, they want to hear me talk like this. I don't
Yeah.
know why. It's very funny to you.
Okay, you might not understand this. If you are in Malaysia, you understand what you just said right now.
You didn't understand.
You might not understand it up there, but we understood what you
Yeah.
just said there. It's a Malaysian accent, so it's
Very
like,
Malaysian.
It's very funny,
You can do this accent?
No,
You cannot.
I can do small, but not like you.
How like these guy all considered to stay in Malaysia don't know how to do this.
I don't know how to do that.
Why
Okay, wonderful people. Thank you very much for being with us, for watching. Please share and follow for more. We're gonna bring interesting people. I think Pamela is not only an actor; she's also a comedian.
Yes.
A comedian also. Okay, wonderful people. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to the
Thank
studio today.
you. Thank you
And
for having
we'll have
me.
you more and more in the studio because you're a big time comedian. Thank you very much. God bless you for coming. And you out there, please watch and follow us for more. Thank you. We love you.
Thank